But what we'll do, though, is start with Leeds United. Harry, it was a win. It's all that mattered. 1-0. Rui Patricio, Willy Bolly, Coady, Kilman starting at left centre-back. Semedo, Dendoncker, Matinho, Neto, Sace at left wing-back. Jimenez and Podence starting that game. I think eyebrows were raised when we saw Romain Sace at left wing-back again.
Yeah, definitely. That's what shocked me the most. I thought we'd obviously Marcel or Ait Nouri, as we like I said last week, but to be fair to Sace, he had a decent game, and he could have had a cracking goal, couldn't he? But it's a surprising team. But with Nuno, it does take him a while to trust players, doesn't it? So until he sees it in training, which he hasn't had much chance to do yet, has he, with the new boys, he'll probably go with what he knows. And he couldn't really drop Kilman after the Fulham game because he had a good game. And it proved right because he was man of the match at left centre-back. And we got the job done in the end after a terrible first half. So good selection, although I was worried.
It was a dross first half. I mean, we used to, aren't we, Bayliss, first halves with Wolves being terrible. But I mean, I think, would you say it's maybe the worst that we've played in the first half of a game of football under Nuno?
No, I don't think it was necessarily the worst. It was pretty dire to watch from a fan's perspective, and Leeds looked dangerous and came at us like we were expecting. I thought Sace got opened up a couple of times, actually, in the first half, and complete game of two halves, cliche and all that. But in the game plan, it worked in the end, but so dangerous letting teams come at us like we have done. And a good side would have got at least one there. But
Harry, I think we made the point a couple of times of not being able to string 2 or 3 passes together. And it's so unlike Wolves to be that. At least if Wolves are under the cosh, normally they're able to play well defensively. And even at that, at times looked a little bit shaky. But is it the change in model? We're supposed to be looking at a team that's transitioning to a more possession-based style of football, and we're not quite seeing it yet, are we?
No, it was worrying that first half. Like you say, we couldn't string a pass together. It wasn't until the death when Podence had that chance that we actually had a shot, but it was shocking. I was watching it and I was genuinely worried, but the shining light is we rode our luck a bit, but we did keep a clean sheet. So we did keep Leeds out, but mate, we needed an extra midfielder in there. He probably should have played the 3. He probably should have started Neves with Matinho and Dendoncker and dropped over Neto and Podence, which is quite harsh because they both played well, didn't they? Especially second half, but really worrying, especially with this new 4.0 stuff Nuno was on about in the build-up to this season with more possession and more attacking. I just can't see it at the moment.
Leeds' first home defeat in the Premier League since April 2004. What a record that is. Obviously not being there for 16 years doesn't help in that regard. One thing that stood out in the second half, and it's something that I don't want to see ever again, was when Jimenez got fouled, but then kicked out at the Leeds player. Bayliss, we don't really see that side of Rao's game very often. Is it through frustration that he's maybe not getting the ball? We talked about possession, that we don't have it as much as maybe we did the last couple of seasons.
No, I'm not going to look into it too far. I think if you get kicked, sometimes you do something stupid in the heat of the moment, and he did. And I don't know how it wasn't picked up on, but there wasn't much in it. I think Son got sent off for something similar. Was it last season? It was daft, but at the end of the day, I think there was a lot more to talk about that game than what
Jimenez I don't know, did. Man. I think he was lucky. I think he got away.
I think he was lucky. Yeah, but I think we got more stuff to talk about.
I remember watching the replay back, and I thought I want to see what actually happened here for him to lash out. And it was like a bit of a foul. Don't get me wrong, but I was surprised he kicked out at him like he did. And if VAR did check it, which they're supposed to do, which seems like they never, I think he might have saw red. I really do. But I'm glad he never saw red because we'd have been in deep trouble, wouldn't we, without him?
Bayliss, Nelson Semedo, I mean, you haven't been his biggest fan, I think it's fair to say. But I think a lot of people, mostly on Twitter, to be fair, after the game were saying maybe he's not quite settled in yet. And I guess you're still not having it.
No, really poor again. I don't think he's that good at the back. Got caught flat-footed in triangles a couple of times. Doesn't seem to offer a vast amount going forward. He has glimmers. He did a couple of decent things, in all fairness to him. But on the whole, nothing to me that says top-class player yet.
Harry, I want to bring you on that point. You still going to stick up for him, am I mentioning?
No, yeah, obviously still early days, but I do agree he wasn't very good. They were overlapping down that left side and he was getting caught flat-footed. He was struggling. They were having all their joy down the left, wasn't they? And out of the back 5 / whatever you want to call it, back 5, he probably was the worst defender on the night. But he's still...
Not even throwable.
Yeah, but he's still, he's still bedding in. He will come good, I'm sure of that. he's just getting used to the English game, isn't he? But
I
poor
really
night
hope
for
he
him.
does come good. But Jesus, it's not nice to watch. He doesn't look comfortable at all. I can see that he's clearly got skill, but there's no spark to his play or his style of play or his defensive work. He puts himself about going back, but he just got caught too many times. It really does worry me. I mean, if we thought Sace was dodgy down the left and that's him playing out of position, Smedley looks equally dodgy on the right-hand side and was playing in his complete natural part of the game.
But we kept a clean sheet, so yeah,
that's all that matters. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Helder Costa, Harry, I think we made him look like Messi at times.
Yeah, I remember in the first half, especially, he had that one, didn't he, when he snatched it and it went wide. He can do that, can't he, Costa? When he's actually got his head on it and he wants to play, he can do moments of magic, but he goes missing as well. But we kept it, like we say, we kept a clean sheet, so whatever he did doesn't matter really. But he did cause us a few headaches. He tried to dive on the one. Do you remember that when he tried to get a cheap penalty, which that annoyed me a bit. But yeah, he was half decent, but we kept him out.
Bailey, it's a back three. I thought it looked good. Do you think that is the back three going forward? Do you think Sace is maybe going to drop to the bench? Because I saw, Marcel's on the bench. He came on in the 89th minute, and I'm a big advocate of not putting people on the bench unless they're fit. And if they're fit, they should be playing, especially if we are struggling in the left wing back department.
Yeah, I hope if Marcel is fit and does come back, that Kilman keeps his place. He has earned it, no doubt. No doubt
match
about
performance,
that.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, personally, I thought Dendoncker was my man of the match pick, but there we go. Kilman did have a fantastic game, and take nothing away from him. He was very, very good.
Harry, we saw Coady on Sky after the game, and he was quite surprised, wasn't he, that Kilman had got it? But obviously, had some wonderful things to say about him. Would you be happy with him filling in there? He's clearly good with his feet. Apparently, he used to play futsal, but not anybody talks.
Really? Did he? They never mentioned that, did they?
Yeah, apparently so.
No, nah, yeah, he was really good. He was man of the match, in my opinion. That was funny, that interview with Coady. I think Coady was just like, I don't think he was surprised as in, wow, we got man of the match. I think he was like, oh, fair play. Like, he deserves that. Yeah. So he's glad he got it. But I think they misinterpreted that a bit in Sky. But yeah, great player. And he hasn't had too many chances, Kilman. He's coming every now and then, didn't he, last year? He's had 2 starts now, and he staked his claim to keep that position. And maybe that's another reason why Nuno thought, hold on, I don't really want to drop Say, so should I just keep him left wing back because I can't drop Kilman either? So fair play to him, and he can't get dropped now. He's got to keep his place for the next game, and let's hope he continues doing it going forward because he's a good player, very composed on the ball.
I heard, Harry, that you were going to get a tattoo of his face on your leg if you got a man of the match accolade. Is that not true? Are you backing out of that now?
Yeah, I'm backing out, mate. Yeah.
So in terms of the performance, obviously the table is looking good. Wolves up to 6th in it. Obviously, 2 of those wins have come against those bottom sides. Actually, the same as Leeds, Dan.
Yeah, doesn't matter at the end of the day, does it? It's a good start for us. That's all that matters.
Weirdly,
shame that West Ham panned us. No, we haven't played well. We've had a decent half against Man City. We managed to put Sheffield United out of the game in the first 8 minutes, and then a good second half against Leeds. But doesn't matter.
You made the point, didn't you, Dan? Actually, in the group when we were watching it, is that this is where not having fans in the game has probably actually helped Wolves in this occasion because obviously they started so brightly.
Yeah, especially when even though Bamford was offside, even the linesman called it. Their fans were doing well up for it at Ellen Road. 40-odd thousand of them and going nuts. Is it 40,000? Not far off.
Yeah, it's a big stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big stadium.
They'd have really been going for it that first half, and it might have pushed them on to actually get one. But we held out, so it's probably going to be the same for us. If we were playing Man City and we got back to 2-1, we might have been able to nick a point rather than lose 3-1.
Mm-hmm. And Harry, we're talking about Sace, he's playing out of position, but he showed he can finish. What a finish it was, and you do see it. I mean, I still got up and cheered like a madman when it went in, but you're still waiting for that VAR call. I mean, it wasn't obviously as bad as the Jordan Henderson one, the goal where Mane was offside against Everton at the weekend, but it was really unfortunate, wasn't it? I think he was offside. Yeah, there's no denying that. But what a finish!
Yeah, I completely forgot about VAR in the moment. I was going mad. I couldn't believe it. Great goal. But when they pulled it back, you just know straight away, don't you? When they take as long as they do, it's going to be ruled off. I saw the replay. Obviously, they showed it, didn't they? And he probably was. His foot was offside, but it was really close. But it's one of them. If VAR didn't exist, that goal stands, doesn't it? It's one of them. But
we talk about the difference between VAR when Wolves get screwed over and when Liverpool get screwed over.
You got it.
There's actually the world.
There's an official petition into the UK government to change VAR. Oh,
Great finish though when it's safe.
I know no Liverpool fans probably listen to this, but it's pathetic, isn't it? Always the victim.
Oh no, you can't believe it. I mean, it's now a very serious problem with VAR because Liverpool have had an absolute stinker go against them. So I mean, to be fair, it was an absolute stinker, and how Pickford
no different to ours at Anfield last year.
No, I don't think it is.
Same thing.
No, absolutely.
Pickford's got to get lynched, and if he's out and around Liverpool, they're going to kill him.
Well, that's the thing. That's the problem when you do it against the City rivals. Sort of setting yourself up for it. Really
good tackle, I thought. Well in.
Obviously, yeah. Best of luck getting fit for Van Dijk. Harry. It's one of those games, isn't it, where it's start last season. Are you just glad that you've got it out the way now?
Say again, mate. Sorry, you cut off.
I was just saying that the game obviously wasn't great. We had a slow start to the season last year. Do you think something like Leeds away is good to get out the way, and especially with a win?
Yeah, it's a great win because especially the way Leeds have started. I know it was a lucky goal, Raul's big deflection, but we'll take it, won't we? Because obviously the Sace one got ruled out. But great away win, and it's so strange. I've seen a few fans say the same thing, where I'd probably say the majority of fans are not happy with our performances these first 5 games. But is it our best start in 41 years or something like that? So
yeah,
man, we'll take it. And I know it's one of those performances like that, and the one against Fulham where you accept it, but if we concede and draw 1-1 or lose, we go absolutely mental because the performance is not good enough. But you can't really moan, can you, when we're grinding out results like that? And I don't think many teams will go and win away at Leeds this year. I really don't. So I'll take the 3 points all day.
See, I disagree. I think Leeds had a very nice purple patch, as of the Villa. And I think you don't really know until Christmas where the land really lies, especially in the Premier League. If you'd looked at us after 7 games the last 2 seasons, you just said, yeah, Wolves relegation fodder.
Yeah, you thought we were going to break the points record, didn't you?
14th, 15th at best. I've come to learn now. I'm a matured Wolves fan. Even though I'm a 12-year-old. Yeah, I think you got to wait until Christmas to actually know how the land lies. And this will come to fruition most of all this year because there's no supporter advantage or anything. It's just football. Good days, bad days come and go, but by Christmas, you know where it is. And I will happily stake a claim on it now that the Villa will not be in that top 6 come Christmas Day.
Oh, let's hope so, because it'll be a very unhappy Christmas again. Obviously, living with my dad's a Liverpool fan over the Christmas period, it just wasn't very fun at all. But what we'll do is we'll look ahead now.